there was Lee. Lee had 4th stage adrenal fatigue, and she had been trying hard to get better using various methods for about 5 years, where she'd been in chronic pain and fatigue. Her inner resonant truth was related to her belief in perfectionism and a deep-held grief. I just spoke to her last week, actually, on my trip to BC, and she's doing amazing. She is now energetic, healthy, climbing mountains with her daughters. And so she says, thank you for helping people, including myself, go through all the murkiness and self-judgment of illness. Much love, Lee. So what these examples tell us is that the body is a conduit of truth. It belongs to an energetic relay system. The energy of life itself is directed through our body. And we have to take what the soul imparts to us and apply it to our lives. And the way that we do that is that we have to be able to speak to, hear, and understand our soul. It's so important when you speak to someone that you speak the language that they speak. So if you have a friend that speaks German, you're not going to speak English and expect a response, right? You need a translator. And so when it comes to the soul, you can't speak German or English because it doesn't speak any verbal languages at all. It speaks energetic. And that's because verbal languages reflect the cultural era that we're living in. And you remember what those were, right? The industrial age and the information age. So Jean Achterberg, who wrote Shamanism in Modern Medicine, says that soul language is pre-verbal and a priori. And what that means is it's pre-verbal in the sense that it probably evolved a lot earlier than language, and that it uses different neural pathways for the transmission of information. It's also a priori because it's a language we've always had since we were born. And it speaks to the deep interconnection and purpose of mankind. So what I'm here to tell you is that the energetic relay system is always transforming energy from the physical, the emotional, spiritual, and the physical and back. And what Einstein says about this is that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. But so many of us are so busy trying to destroy or create energy, like uncomfortable emotions or physical sensations. And what that does is it inadvertently short circuits our energetic relay system. But if you are truly open to the energy in whatever way that it presents itself to you, it will give you a life-giving insight. But the truth is, many of us really don't know how to be an open conduit to source. The soul does want to speak to you, and it's very persistent, so it'll escalate the symptoms until you're in a full-blown health or life crisis if you're misinterpreting the messages that you're receiving. So many of us, once we find ourselves in these kinds of situations, are hopeful that someone else will give us the answers in a book, an herb, a pill, or a treatment of some form. Or we do meditation. But the truth is, you will need to face your fears and master your soul language eventually. We are heading into the spiritual age of energetic mastery. And that is why I created my Soul Truth Discovery Academy, so that you can learn your soul language and live the authentic life you were meant to live. So I have a few questions for you before we leave today. If you continue to speak to your soul in the same manner that you do, I'm curious, how will it affect your body symptoms, your work, your relationships, and the rest of your life, if you continue to speak to your soul the same way? If this question elicits some uncomfortable emotions in your being, in your body, I want you to know that it's a sign to follow your intuition, to learn and master your soul language, so that not only can you envision your authentic life, but that you can live it.